I'm extremely excited to get this video out because this has been a topic that I've been discussing with clients and potential clients for the past couple weeks, and it's come up a lot. And down and dirty, the topic is, do you need to eat more to grow more? A lot of people think you got to eat big to get big, right? You got to force the food. I'm going to flat out say that is complete BS. And there's not only some excuses that are made to do that, but it is the least effective way to grow. I'm going to break that down for you here. First and foremost, food itself is not anabolic. Food itself does not promote growth. The body does not receive food and nutrients and then decide, okay, I need to put on more muscle to facilitate this protein. I need to, make my bones longer and bigger because I have this extra calcium, right? That's not how it works. So think about gas in a car. If you overfill your gas tank, is the car automatically going to be more efficient or be able to drive further? No, it's going to start spilling over. Same exact concept. Gas in the car. You need as much gas as you can get to get from point A to B, nothing more, nothing less. Anything less leaves, you might not be able to drive as fast or as long, right? Anything more, you're just now spilling gas on the floor at the gas station, right? So that's the best analogy I can give. So food is not anabolic, number one. Number two, digestion and insulin sensitivity are key for growth. I'm gonna say it again. Digestion and insulin sensitivity are key for growth. The reason why they're so important, let's go back to our car example. If you put crappy gas, you have dirty spark plugs, dirty fuel injection, just dirty oil, right? The car might drive, but how well is it gonna drive and how long is it going to drive well? Same thing with your digestion and insulin sensitivity. Your ability to take in the food, break it down, and allocate those nutrients where they need to go. If the digestion and insulin sensitivity is hampered, you're completely ruining that ability. So at this point, it becomes you could put all the food in the world. You could take in 15,000 calories a day, thousands of grams of whatever macro. It's not going to make you grow more. You're actually just going to make the problem worse. A lot of people, especially because of the old school days, that's what they thought, right? But you got to understand, most of the guys in the old school days were pushing a lot of PEDs. Their nutrition and training knowledge was not optimal, right? And they didn't look as good as we do today, regardless of what people want to say. They're definitely not as big. Yes, the drugs have gotten more abundant and better quality, but at the same time, that's not why the growth has happened more, okay? So let's get back to the insulin sensitivity and digestion part. Let's talk about the insulin sensitivity, number one. This is very simple. If your body's not able to handle blood sugar very well, you're going to put on more fat, you're going to store more fat, and you're not going to be able to allocate as much of those sugars and carbohydrates to the muscles where they need to go and use them in general. And you're not going to be able to mobilize fat to be used, right? If you become insulin insensitive because you just have your blood sugar spiking all the damn time and you have excessive amounts of fat, both visceral inside the body and subcutaneous, you're setting yourself for disaster and you're going to make it even harder when you decide to diet down. Okay. And that's the dieting down part is one thing we'll get to too. The digestion piece. If you have just a ton of food passing through all the time, your gut's inflamed, right? You have all these fatty, greasy, crappy foods because you decide, okay, I want to eat 10,000 calories a day. The only way I'm going to do that is by eating McDonald's. Again, you're bogging that system down. And people confuse a fast metabolism because you're young with that. You can very well ruin your metabolism for good by doing something like that, okay? And it's going to show on your skin, it's going to show on your look, it's going to show on your mood, right? Again, it's just all the only reason why people push food in this manner is because they think they're going to grow faster from it. The skill will go up, right? Retain more water, have more inflammation, more crap in your stomach because you're unable to digest it, and more body fat. The science shows that more of a surplus maybe increases the amount of muscle a little bit more, but you're going to lose that on the back end when you need to diet the fat down. Number one. Number two is that's very short lived. Okay. So went off on a little tangent there. This is a very important video, so I'm going to make sure I retouch everything that I talk about. So number one, food is not anabolic. Number two, if your digestion and insulin sensitivity are poor, you're not going to be able to intake those nutrients anyway. Let's talk about the backside when you decide to cut down. Okay, now you've put on all this excessive body fat. Your metabolism is trash. Your digestion is trash. Your insulin sensitivity is trash. When you start to diet down, even if you're in a deficit, you're going to make it much harder for your body to be able to lose body fat and mobilize that fat, even in a deficit. It's not just calories in, calories out, and that's what people just don't understand. There's a lot of processes, both hormonal, neurotransmitter, digestion, all these sorts of things that are involved in how those calories are utilized and burned, and how those nutrients are used as well. If you look at it as just a calories in, calories out game, you're literally thinking that we're robots and that nothing else can affect you, right? Then why are some people able to eat same body fat, same body type, same weight, everything, eat more or less than others? It's because how your metabolism and how your body's framed to handle those nutrients. So you got to think about the back end, because unless you're going to just gain for till oblivion and you're a strongman competitor, that's okay. Then just eat, whatever, right? But at the same time, you want to make sure that you control that, because you're going to have to cut on the backside. Now, another subjective benefit of not doing this, eating like a pig, right? You're going to be able to see the growth and the improvements, right? If you have no lines, no separation, like, and you're just a fluff ball, how do you know that you're getting bigger? How do you know that you're improving the body parts that you want to? Okay. That's just a downright easy one. I mean, I can talk about this crap forever, right? Eating more, getting fatter, you're increasing your blood pressure, right? You're creating more stress on the organs. I just can't see one reason why somebody would push food to excessive amounts. Now, there is a time to push food, right? That doesn't necessarily mean food is super high. For instance, if somebody just doesn't have an appetite, a very, very high appetite, which again could be related to digestion and insulin sensitivity, right? But let's say this individual is just a normal individual, right? Eating normal, right? Nothing really wrong with them. You might have to push food in the sense, make them a little bit uncomfortable to get things moving, right? As their metabolism starts to kick up, but you don't need to double their calories. Even coming out of a contest prep, there does not need to be large changes like that. Again, it is a very finite, immature view to think that the more food you push, the bigger you grow and the faster you grow. In addition, putting on more body weight only makes you stronger because of leverage. It does not mean that you have better connection with those muscles or those muscles are growing. Again, this topic for me is so important, and I can't wait to get this video out. And I'm sure I'm going to have to do a part 2 because there are things that are missing. But the idea that more food equals growth is just, it's a means to a very, very quick end, especially within bodybuilding. Your goal should be to provide enough nutrition to have optimal recovery, good sleep, health, maintain body composition or even decrease body composition, because you can grow in a deficit, right? To maintain a decent body fat, right? And then also satisfy you through appetite and hunger and keep the food noise down. The only reason why you should be pushing up food at some point is if body composition, if you're already lean enough and body composition is improving, right? And you're getting weaker, right? I would say, obviously, look at food. Everything starts from the training, and I'm going to catch myself now before I veer off, but the training is going to be the stimulus, what's going to initiate that growth and cause that growth. The recovery and the nutrition is what's going to help supplement that. It all starts with the training. It doesn't start with the food. Last but not least, food, no matter how much you eat, is not going to improve your fatigue management or recovery. You can't eat more to mask poor training, poor sleep, poor stress management. It's just not going to happen. So while food is a fix for some things, I think it is an excuse to bulk. It is an excuse for people to be lazy, to say, oh, I'm just growing and eat whatever you want. In reality, the maximum amount of growth and the most optimal growth is going to come from being disciplined and having a systematic approach. I'm going to cut this video here. I will definitely have to do a part 2 and dive a little bit deeper in some of these topics. If you enjoy this information, hit the subscribe button. Comment down below if you have any questions. And if you'd like to know what it's like to work with me one-on-one, simply fill out the application in my bio on this channel. Or if I DM this to you directly to help explain further, just shoot me a message back and I will send you the exact steps for what it takes for us to work together and detail my programming. Till next time.